Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics They're Bad For You, the name of my YouTube channel. Or if you're watching this on BitChute, the name of my BitChute channel is Comic Freak. Today we're going to be talking about Bob Iger again, who can't help but trip over his own feet as he can't help but embarrass himself with an interview he made with the Wall Street Journal, where he says that the history of Star Wars doesn't matter and he doesn't care about the fans. But we'll learn all about it as we read his tweets. "We are walking a very fine line," Mr. Iger said. He told him, "If we don't satisfy the most ardent fan, we'll be killed. You haven't been pleasing the ardent fans for a long time, Iger. The new Rise of Skywalker is still expected to be a blockbuster, and those alienated by The Last Jedi have turned to Mr. Abrams with hope. No, we are not turning to Mr. Abrams with hope." One executive who has worked with Mr. Abrams said, "The director is keeping longtime fans in mind, saying it is like an invisible fan is whispering in his ear during story meetings. I find that hard to believe, and I'm thinking you're lying through your teeth, you stupid little Disney executive." Mr. Iger, you dare say those who are alienated by The Last Jedi have turned to Mr. Abrams? No, we have not. I'll stress this in a point that we are not hoping anything from Mr. Abrams, only that he goes away and doesn't touch Star Wars ever again, or any other genre picture. And we're not happy he's going to be working on Superman next. We're still hoping he won't. Following the conclusion of the Skywalker trilogy this month, Mr. Iger said he wants the next set of movies to be more accessible to common moviegoers, unburdened by decades of Star Wars memories. But he knows that will likely alienate some fans. You can't make everyone happy, he said. "If you're not going to update a property," he said, "you might as well stick it in a museum and watch it get old." See the disrespect Bob Iger has for both the Star Wars fans and for the property itself? He wants this movie to appeal to the casual audience, which means he wants it to be another fun-filled MCU adventure movie, with nothing really going for it. You'd think he would have learned his lesson when Joker came out and made $1 billion. All I'm saying is that if he wants to MCU the Star Wars movies, he's probably not going to get very far. For one thing, the Disney trilogy movies started out having agenda politics shoved into them. But now he wants to try and make these movies into MCU movies. Well, they're halfway there. There's no real character to them. But because the MCU movies were largely popular because they didn't have SJW politics put into them. They were mostly just, I dare say, popcorn movies, but more like theme park rides. There was nothing really to them. As Martin Scorsese said, the MCU movies aren't real movies. You can watch and enjoy them, but they're more like theme park rides, as everyone has said. And with Brie Larson being shoved front and center, okay, not front and center because she needs to play off Spider-Man now, they're just going to be pushing agenda politics into them as well. Now, Star Wars movies are actually great cinema. The original trilogy was just great. Maybe there were a few missteps with Star Wars A New Hope because George Lucas wasn't the best director and it had a bit of wooden dialogue in it, but it was still a classic movie. Now, Empire Strikes Back, the best of the Star Wars movies, is an out-and-out classic, and Return of the Jedi has its problems. And the, prequel trilogy also has its problems, but if you compare them to the MCU movies, the original trilogy movies, including the worst of them, as well as the prequel movies, blow them out of the water. They're just that great. There's nothing in the MCU movies that really compare to the Star Wars movies. But then you have the Disney trilogy movies that are nothing but agenda-driven pieces of trash. And combine that with the MCU movies, I'm sure you will end up with a product that no one will want to watch because not only will you feel like you're watching cardboard cutouts, but every other character there, every other word out of their mouths will be that you're racist and misogynist for watching them or something. And that's what Bob Iger wants to do to the future of Star Wars, so most likely we'll get these kinds of movies in the future. Now, if you like this video, subscribe. Make sure you are still subscribed because YouTube is going around unsubscribing people, and I mean that they're going through a subscriber purge, so make sure you're still subscribed. If you're watching my videos but you have not subscribed, please subscribe to me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Read Comics They're Bad For You, then go over to BitChute and subscribe to my BitChute channel, Comic Freak. Hit that bell for notifications, hit that like button, and leave some comments down below. And if you could you please share this video, share it on Twitter, and share it on Facebook. Share it anywhere you think it would do the most good, because YouTube is not going around promoting their own YouTube creators anymore, and it would really help me if you could please share this video. Now, keep checking back in future videos for more information on my own upcoming independent comic book, Scumdogs. I'm Chris Williams, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video or review.